It's cold now.
Souls of Liberty. We got Tenelle, we got Ryan in the house. Just got their new album, Surrounded by Idiots, out.
Yeah.
What was that? It's last month now. We're down to November.
Time going quick.
Thanks for coming through, guys.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you having us, man.
Absolutely.
One of the best.
Tough to get you guys in here, busy schedule and everything. Tenelle back in town after a little time away, spending time back home.
Yeah.
Tell me about the journey to getting this album out, because it was like a long time coming for you guys.
Super long time.
That was a heavy question, my bad.
Nah, yeah. Started off, we in it. But yeah, we made the album years ago, actually. Like, we started on it before we even came to Chicago. That's when we kind of start making this album.
Yeah.
So it was like post Mike Brown era.
2013, 14, and 15.
And obviously, where we from, that was a big deal or whatever. So,
do people actually? Is that like pre and post Mike Brown? Is it like a marked difference
to like the mood of the city?
Yeah.
No, it just kind of finally got out. It was the first time we ever had a voice nationally to where it was like, damn, it's fucked up out there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
it was just kind of like the album kind of come out of like experiences through that.
Well, we recorded in the apartments of like I don't want to say projects, but like the low income housing that most of our recording career when we were first starting off was in that place.
Right behind the Quick Trip that
like we would go buy Relos and shit from the Quick Trip and do shit like that. So it was just like, it was jarring kind of, because it ain't nothing that bad happen. Bad stuff be happening, but we wouldn't have like footage and like accounts.
It was like a national thing.
Yeah. So yeah, we just, I don't know. It kind of, we ended up making a song based that night just on some emotional shit, really.
Yeah.
And they end up picking it up, putting it on the radio, and we start picking up momentum. A lot of people around the city were picking up momentum too. It was just a lot going on. But we started making the album at that time. Ryan had just like quit his job or something happened. And he was like, shit, I'm finna go to Chicago. Tired of this shit.
Yeah, that was 2014.
Just pick up and leave.
Because we had already put out 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
We put out 10,000 hours.
And that was received pretty well, yeah.
13 or 14, yeah. So yeah, we really worked on this album from 14 to 15.
But our whole thing was like, we knew we couldn't make it from St. Louis. So it was just like, we got to kind of go to a different scene. Chance was popping off, Vic. All the people who was just doing their thing on the underground scene, like we was just talking about.
Yeah.
You guys are part of like a larger migration from St. Louis that kind of came up.
Yeah, and we went to Mizzou too.
Luna Day and like a lot
so
of.
So we met hella Chicago people and was just kind of.
The dude from the mine, is he from St. Louis?
No, he's from Philly.
Mike, somebody here, Michael Anthony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet, but people tell me he's from St. Louis too.
Yeah, the Great Migration.
Mars.
Yeah. We got a lot of
the Great Migration, but yeah, we had to get up out of there, man. It was slavery in that motherfucker, man. So we had to shake, and we just started making music with my cousin. I grew up with basically like a brother of mine. We just all kind of locked in on Greer and just was just doing shit. It just came out.
Yeah.
But Surrounded by Idiots is a very like kind of pointed title. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
I mean, Surrounded by Idiots is something that we kind of been our moniker since 2007. So we kind of started off doing like our own version of viral videos before viral was a thing on YouTube, and it was just called SBI Films. And so our little crew in high school, we called ourselves Surrounded by Idiots because it just was kind of funny. It was more funny than anything. It was like,
it's not like a social statement.
It wasn't necessarily. But as we got older,
it started making more sense.
It started really making more sense. So it was like, oh shit, we were kind of on to something.
Because every place got like a status quo of how people just carry themselves and do things, and we kind of was like, though we was in the hood and shit every day, it was like we on the internet, we listening to other shit y'all never heard of. We just wasn't living the same lifestyle as people where we was from. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Usually the people that moved, the people that we talking about, they were doing their own thing.
Yeah, so it's like over time as we got older, we kind of a community kind of formed around us being some of the people who were just like, nah, we shooting our own music videos and we just doing cool shit and kind of seeing what happened.
In an uncool place for the most part. A place that's not really facilitating cool.
Don't get me wrong, St. Louis got cool niggas.
I just spent some time in St. Louis. Was only for a week. I enjoyed myself.
Nah.
St. Louis is
decent. Yeah.
It's like everywhere. It's different sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different
sides.
Too. You wasn't there every day, 24 hours a day.
Right. I get it.
Fucked up type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's so when you look at it from that lens, you go anywhere, you can have a good time. But so I ain't trying to hate on my city, but yeah, we had to make a move and figure out a different situation creatively.
So how did things change for you guys once you got to Chicago? The community here obviously is very strong as far as music is concerned. You started working in the studio, stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think as soon as you got here, how did all like? I had to imagine like all these experiences kind of like grouped together is what kind of is coming out on this project.
Yeah.
Because it's that whole journey from leaving St. Louis, finding your way in Chicago, and kind of this is you establishing yourself in a little bit.
Right.
I would say that it's kind of come full circle now, even just by doing this interview and everything that we did with Mild Sauce, because we started off with our guy Joel Tucker, who owns Rags and Riches brand. I kind of was being a mentor under him, and he introduced me to like Estevan and some of his other guys or whatever that were kind of doing things in the scene. Estevan's a photographer. And then Joel introduced us to Peasy, and that was right when he still had LPZ Studios or whatever. He had just closed it really when we met him. And then, like I said, meeting him, and he mixed our project and going from that and then going in a direction like where we kind of expanded. Chicago's been a place where we really expanded. And like we said, we started doing the Backcourt with Mild Sauce and just kind of living our shit out. You know what I mean?
We learned a lot. We learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, a big city. This is the first time we lived like out of the state for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that this the next state over. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
only 4 hours.
It ain't like we moved to Beijing and no shit
But
like
it is
that.
a different world, though. It's not St. Louis.
It's a different culture, and we had to learn to appreciate the culture. And Chicago a real welcoming place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never felt out of place. I always been cool with Chicago people. Like, so
Yeah.
it was both things. Socially, you know, clicking and just meeting different people and just learning as much as we could.
People like Dez from over at Fat Tiger. Dez played a big role. He
Dez
really
always been rocking with us.
Yeah, it was real cool with us, like I said. But like I said, Joel, Peasy, you, Mars, linking up with Mars, reconnecting with Mars, Julian, and Gene over at the Bigs, you know what I mean? Those were like, you guys are kind of like our first real group of friends that we had here in Chicago or whatever.
Yeah,
so
Gene got
like,
ties in the culture from, you know.
Yeah, from everything.
Yeah.
So it just was like, you know, that's kind of where we just kept doing our own thing, but just we knew we had to take the time to get to know people and move around. Like we stopped rushing ourselves. Like you kind of unconsciously put like a cap on like a time period when it's like life don't really work like that for real. You gotta naturally let it grow. You can't like speed up a process. Yeah, it's like watching water boil.
Yeah, we were strictly creatives.
It is.
We were strictly creatives, and then we got to that point we realized like, damn, we got to figure out the business and how to move. You know what I'm saying? So though we did have some success creatively and people fucked with what we was doing, we weren't organized. We weren't necessarily as strategic as we would have liked to been because we just weren't men. You know what I'm saying? Going through that transition where it's like maybe if we were here already, we could have been moving around in circles where it's enough support for somebody who are OG. Like it's a lot of OGs out here and people you can meet to where they help you. Whereas where we from, it was kind of like we just doing shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not really, though there is a scene, not to disrespect the scene isn't like organized. We don't have people who really eating. It ain't no Nelly was the only one.
Up.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really nobody.
There's no vertical. It's just like
Chicago has a lot of successful people, a lot of talented people. You know what I'm saying? And y'all could recognize the talent, come together and unify because of the numbers. Whereas though we might have a bunch of group of creative people, our 1,000 people that's creative in our city is like 100,000. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's no scene, it's nowhere, it's no people to be fans. All the artists had to be fans of each other. You know what I mean? It was because we was on a different type of time. Like we was talking about Rest in Peace Mac Miller, like that blog era. We kind of got caught in between that, and we didn't have the money to like have PR management, all of the different shit out of St. Louis on top of that. You know what I'm saying? So we really had to learn a lot in this process and humble ourselves and, you know, learn the industry.
So also, like, what did you want finally getting the project out? Because you just spent the summer putting out singles, building some momentum. Yeah. Finally getting the project out, what do you want people to take from it when they listen?
I think that we've decided that we just want people to know that we're real true to this, true to the game. Like we never was doing it for people to like us on Facebook. We've never been doing it for you to retweet us every moment. We've never been doing it for you to like everything on Instagram. We've really been doing it because we want you to connect with it. And we want you to try to learn something from it. Try to take something away from like, oh, I know something about them now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've been following us since we've been in high school, or you've been following us since we've been in college, or if you've been following us since you met us in Chicago, you could take away like, oh, I just took another piece of them. Like, I have a piece of them now. I get something new about them. I see how they saw relationships at this time. I see how they think about life or politics, St. Louis, everything. You just get how we feel.
Yeah, I just want people to take away from it like, we really are artists. And this whole journey has been us figuring out our creative side of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the biggest thing. I think it's a cold project. Like, we really hip hop. Like you said, we true to it. Mm-hmm. We are hip hop. Hip hop has changed my life 100%. Like, I wouldn't be the person I am in any way without hip hop. So we wanted to make a project that was true to that from an artistic standpoint.
Yeah.
So
that's the biggest thing I hope people take from it, is that like, no, they cold for real. They really true to this.
Mm.
So,
and the one thing, honestly, since I've known you guys, I haven't seen you guys on stage yet. So, what is there plans to get back on stage again? Is there?
Might have to break out of retirement. I don't know. It's been a minute. It has been a minute.
Yeah, we've been in a place to where it's been like, we've been learning a lot about ourselves and about like our brand. And the way that music is right now, from the way that we intended it to be, it is it's ever changing. It's super fluid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To where, like we were talking about Mac Miller era, it meant something in 2013. It meant a little something different if you put on a show and you had 100 people come out. Mm-hmm. To where now, where you can show that you got 20,000 followers, people damn near expect for you to have 20,000 people show up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not apples to apples anymore with streaming, with the record labels kind of getting back into the music industry.
Sure.
It's a little bit different. So to be honest, what we've been focused on is, throughout the years, we've shown glimpses of the other things that we can do. Mm-hmm. We did a podcast for a while. Mm-hmm. We did sell merchandise for this same
point. Still got to get the podcast back. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
It's
very
soon.
Backcourt. If you guys haven't seen the Backcourt on Miles House Radio, we did about season ended. We haven't gotten back into the new season yet.
Man, season ended.
Season 2 of the Backcourt
coming soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
But to answer this question, though, like,
yeah, we're finna start doing it all.
We kind of got, also we getting more into the business side of, like he said, like, the demand wasn't really there for that. So if the demand is there for off this project, I'd be willing to get out here and do it. But I'm not just trying to like just be doing random shit either. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. So like you said, the game is changing. We kind of in a different space than, where we thought we would have been at this point in our shit. You know what I'm saying? So if opportunities present themselves, we're not against it, but at the same time, we're having an impact in other ways musically as well that fulfill that hunger as well. You know what I'm saying?
And social media allows us to just connect with people who we can't see every day on a more regular basis, and they can interact with us too in a different way. So it's like we have such a weird fan base to where it's like it's like literally people across the country equally
other countries
that we have. You know what I mean? To where some people are like home based, Chicago, St. Louis, or wherever they from, where our shit is kind of like, we could go throw a show in Texas. We could go throw a show in New York. We could, you know what I mean? But it's just like he said, without the certain type of backing behind it, we just get it. We've been doing it. You know what I mean? And we know what it means. And we know what we're going for. And we know that we didn't expose ourselves to a whole bunch of different other stuff here. And we ready to just continue to do that all together, all the time now, I feel like.
What to you guys is like making it as far as like music? Because it's changed so much in the last, like you said, it was like getting a blog post at one point.
When we were younger,
it's always changing and malleable, but at
obviously
this point,
we wanted like the same shit everybody else that were our peers were getting. You know what I'm saying? A$AP Rocky take off, Chance take off. We felt like we were just as talented as some of these people. But, like I said, it's more factors to it than just like
talent.
Yeah, your talent. It's time and your back and the people you're dealing with. So I don't know. Like, making it to me is just being able to not have to get up and go to a job every day, being able to like really have an impact on the culture still in any way, whatever way it's meant for me to have that impact.
Yeah.
If I end up doing something behind the scenes and making moves and right now, shit, artists don't even make money no more like that. It's like the game, like you said, is changing with the streams and all that shit. So making it is relative. It really depends on how you see yourself in relation to it.
What do you think?
For me, making it is just, I don't know. Just being myself on the highest level. You know what I'm saying? I can't really quantify me making it by like random goals. Like if I went platinum on something, that would make me feel necessarily like it would, but I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't really have a good answer, I don't think.
Yeah.
Do you have a good answer to that?
I think I would just say making it for our music would have to be for me just being nationally recognized.
Cause really that's like,
cause it's like what else? I mean, yeah.
With time, like I could be dead and that shit could go up.
Yeah.
In real life, I mean, like it's not crazy, so it's like I just want to have the impact that I meant to have.
It's kind of like, what's your most important body part? You want your finger. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say my head, but that don't mean you don't want your finger.
Right.
And it's like we said, we want our podcast. We and you talk. We want to do certain stuff with the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We got certain ideas. Like we realized that social liberty before we just was looking at it as like, oh, social liberty can only live if we rap. You know what I mean? But for me, it's like if it all can live within itself. You know what I mean? Social liberty, our group, we're going to be recognized.
Making it for me is just leaving a legacy, like a strong legacy. Like you said, some people might come in like Will Smith's career, he's hip hop. But you might come into his career at Bad Boys and not really know, but all of that is because of hip hop. So where I'm going, I feel like we are living out a culture that, like I said, Chance might be president. I could be like, acid rap, he made it. But it's like, it's so much shit that could happen. Or you could be up high and fall off. And then you could be in a DMX type of position and shit. It's like, yeah, he made it. So I'm trying to like complete my shit on a high level. And then when I'm gone, be able to have something that's rich that you can learn from and move on, as you know.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I couldn't give you no weak ass answer. I was like,
because it's just hard now. It's just like what?
It's
just hard because it's just like, and especially too, we're getting older.
Yeah.
It's like he go viral.
Right. What's what I mean? Like, my idea when I was 19 of what making it was.
Yeah.
Like now,
was real shallow.
Very
like this.
different.
Yeah.
Like we all three of us can say without a doubt, Mick Jenkins is one of the best 50 rappers in America. For sure. He can really rap. He can make a concept song. Yeah. He can spit bars.
But
he
what's
can really
making it? What is making it?
But he's not going to go like viral. He's not going to do like what El Hitta is doing here, who just got random songs.
Well, that's the same thing.
Polo
like,
G.
What is like a successful career?
They got like 5 million,
and
10
then
million
too, you
views
might
on the
now
video.
hip hop is to the point where it's like we were just talking about this last time with like different female rappers. It's hard because the industry wants they just want success, but they not tripping off the culture. Whereas like when we grew up, it was really more about the art.
Right.
Now it's kind of about your titties and different shit and your hood following and how many times you've been to just. It's so much more that playing the hip hop now. It's just becoming really a product hip-hop. Only.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not really like a universe no more. Like where certain people like were their own thing, and everybody got there creatively, and that's what brought people together.
Yeah.
Now it's just hip hop is dying, and so we from that last frontier of people who was really trying to do hip hop, and we got under the door, but we didn't get in time enough to. we got critters, not just playing, but we didn't get in time enough to really tee up the way we would have liked to.
Yeah.
Ideally, like I said, when you young and you thinking about your career, it's like, yeah, we wanted to be Kanye. We wanted to be Jay-Z and all this shit, but it's like, where we from, and it has a lot to do with your story.
Yeah.
So.
No, definitely. Well, shit, I don't want to keep you guys too long on a Sunday, but tell me a little bit, what can people expect coming up soon from you guys? What's on the horizon? 2019's creeping up every day.
Visuals.
What's happening?
I'm just going to say, expect more social liberty. Like you said, you might see a song.
In many varieties.
In many varieties. You know what I mean? Just like, don't just expect one thing. Just expect us to do what we do.
Yeah, anything is possible in no limit of time. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how we be moving. We going to roll our album out as we feel like it because it's art. You know what I'm saying? It might be so. We might put out a video off this project in 2 years. But the shit just got to live and just have its own organic kind of, you know.
Yeah, touch people when it's going to touch people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get, like, it's not just one thing that's just going, it's a combination of things. So, in a sense, like, Surrounded by Idiots is like the restart of our career. to a lot of ways.
Because
But
we
that
was on
don't
pause for a minute.
that don't take away what we did before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this is a new chapter. It's the start of a new thing. So now, like we said, we got new characters in it. We got new people. We really have to like figure out our new life. You know
That's
what I
what's up,
mean?
man.
Because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of people don't have the advantage of either having help or just being from somewhere that, you know what I mean? Like you said, the biggest person to come from here, from where we from, and try to do something is what Smino, right? But he had a manager, had a studio, had all these things. You know what I'm saying? Other people that come up here, maybe Mars, and Mars just had somebody that was a DJ, like, come on tour. Then he'd be a bigger DJ. You know what I'm saying? And with us, we didn't carve out our own space to where it's like we can go to LA, we can go to New York, and we can keep doing Sons of Liberty. It's not just based on making a certain song. It's not just based on doing a podcast. It's not based on doing T-shirts. It's based on us continuing to grow and move forward. So it's like, from Metro to now, we done did hella shit.
So technically, you talk your last question. Well, other question was about making it. Technically, we have made it. You know what I'm saying? Because we really involved. We really have access to things that people outside of the industry don't have access to in certain regards. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, expect big things. Expect growth as human beings. You know what I'm saying? Expect that. We trying to get to this money. We got a lot of shit going on. But fuck with us.
All right, man.
Love y'all.
Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Shout out to Chicago,
Congratulations on
my
the
second
chapter.
home.
Yeah, man.
And
Mouse House Radio.
go get Surrounded by Idiots. It's on Spotify, Tidal,
Yeah,
Apple
stream that
Music.
shit.
Apple Music,
Let me pay my bills.
Pandora.
Yeah. All that shit.
All of it.
LimeWire, probably. Everything. And the Backcourt will be returning
Yeah, that's right.
to
We
Mouse
Backcourt,
House.
backcourt,
Wait for that
backcourt.
next month. Be shooting for December.
And hey,
return.
if you really feel like you could hoop and you a normal person, I'm not talking about all these fake professional, you know what I mean? But if you just have a normal life and you want to hoop, we taking all.
Any 202.
We not scared, you
Anybody
know.
want it, get it.
The
that's
jumper
a
right.
challenge to
That's a challenge.
to the whole world
To
right
the
now.
world.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. It's been Mild Sauce live on Mild Sauce Radio.
Peace.
I'm Jay Krez. This is Holds of Liberty.